Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Nordic Bouldering Championship. We are now on to the senior finals. My name is Jesper Kunz. I'm joined by Bjørn Isar. Robin will be joining us shortly. We do have some technical difficulties with Robin's microphone, but how are you doing, Bjørn?
I'm doing great.
Well, I'm glad
Semi-great.
Semi-great. Well, of course.
I'd rather not be here, but being down there right now.
Yes, I can understand that. Obviously, it doesn't feel as great to not be down there competing, but you know, after all, I'm glad that you're here because you can help us go through the boulders. Later on, we are going to have some visual updates on how the boulders are going to be looking here for the first boulders. But first up, how did the day go, Bjørn? Did you watch most of the day?
Yes, I watched most of the day. I think it was really interesting, especially having French route setters in Denmark. It makes this tiny country a bit more exotic.
Of course, yeah, and I know you worked with the French route setters before, so how was it climbing on some of their problems?
Well, I've been climbing a long time, so I kind of know the tricks they have in the book, and some of them they played it out, and I can see from the round today, also the youth, they were through some classical route setter versus climber issues. But overall, it's like high technical level, good challenges for the climbers, and almost everywhere the level was fine. But I think youth, female, I think was quite tough.
Yeah, that was the one big problem we basically had, where it was only, I think, one top in total.
Youth A male.
Yes, where it was only like one top, so wasn't the most interesting final. But now, while we are talking, we do have the seniors being presented to those boulders, so everything should be going on shortly, and as long as they of course try to figure out the boulders. But so we do have some upsets from yesterday. We have no Danish males in the finals. Bjørn, what happened?
So basically, climbing happened, and a circuit is a circuit.
Yes.
This is the game, and on my part, it was basically, my own fault. I fell.
Well, I'm sad to hear that was basically your fault. I believe Robin is ready.
Am I on the
yes,
mic?
I
can hear me.
I can hear you as well, Robin.
Few technical problems, but yeah, I'm on.
So, but talking about upsets from yesterday, Katrine Salling is not a part of our final. So, what happened as she didn't get into the final?
I think maybe the problems didn't suit her. You know, as Bjørn just said, climbing happened, and there's quite a few small details. She gave me a few of them yesterday, talking about how these specific moves were not just her style or just the right height, stuff like that. So, or maybe not. Maybe a more simple reason, it just wasn't her day, right? Yeah. Something like that. But we always talk in hindsight about all the small details that could have been different. So, but maybe it wasn't her day.
Yeah, everyone has bad days, just like you, unfortunately.
But we need to clear out a few questions, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about this as being your last competition. It was like, I think we read it on the on some social media or something like that.
No one asked me.
This was your this was your last
final show.
Yeah, final show. But no, you might go for another one, right?
Sure. I think I'll never say completely stop.
Yeah.
It's more like prioritizing. I really want to do more outdoor climbing.
Yeah.
And my budget only lasts for as long as it does. So it's like I have to prioritize between
competitions and
travels
outdoor.
and stuff like this.
Of course, yeah.
But it's good to know that we can still, even I can perhaps get back into the game.
Yes.
I'll never say I'm going to quit either. So
it's good.
Maybe I'll meet you someday, John.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. But let's turn our focus back to the senior finals then. So, what are our expectations for today? So let's start with the women's final. So what are you guys' expectations? For example, we have Sunniva going up against Hannah Midberg. Both some very strong climbers. Any thoughts on those?
But only one of them gave birth to a child. I think it's not a minor detail. I think maybe something happens and you get really motivated.
Maybe your pain tolerance gets different.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But from the qualification results, something definitely happened. And Hannah is, well, she's so experienced and she's tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely a strong one, yes?
And she looks super strong, yeah, and also just basically extremely impressive. Her coming back and pretty. How long since she did give birth?
The child is 1 year.
1 year, okay, and she's definitely in the game again.
Yeah.
She is obviously just also really, really strong. So maybe it depends also on the problems whether they will suit her. And my guess would be if it's something like a huge campus move on small edges, might be good for her.
Yeah.
Do we agree?
Yeah, I think in the past you could argue that technical slab climbing were not Hannah's style.
In the past.
Yeah, in the past. But I think she really worked on it.
Okay.
And she even visited Bison Boulders. So I think maybe she put the work in and I think she's ready.
Yeah. It was something we used to joke a little bit about, that the Norwegians that were that strong on the slab, maybe not so much.
No.
But everyone adapts and
exactly.
and adapts to the game, and everyone knows they need to train the slab, obviously.
Well, turning our eyes over to the men then, we do have some pretty strong men in that category as well. Frederick and Anthony. Frederick, a super strong senior bowler, but has never really won any medals, whereas you look over towards Anthony, and he has 3 times gold medals in the senior category. So what are our thoughts about the men's final?
Oh, we see the names here. Oh, let me see. Well, I think also like the 2 other Finnish guys, I don't know them. It's very interesting that they
it is.
Destroyed the qualifications.
Came out of nowhere.
Yes.
With I can't remember if it was Axel or the other guy coming in with jeans on. I think it had jeans on.
Yeah.
And it was super powerful and very sort of direct with his climbing. Yeah.
But this is like the women's category in Olympics.
Yeah.
Like we know Janja is gonna win, so we bet for the 2nd and 3rd place. And I think, I feel like it's kind of the same thing here. Like probably Anthony is gonna win.
Yeah.
So let's bet for 2nd and 3rd place.
Yeah. Okay. But we have to also just really think about whether this will suit his style of climbing, right?
Yes.
His style.
Absolutely, but now we have to turn our eyes over towards the boulders that we are going to be seeing tonight.
Okay.
So we have some 3D models coming up.
Are they coming now? Okay.
They're coming up right now, so this is going to be, I believe, a men's number 1.
Yeah. Okay. And I can just talk a little bit about them because I've been up there and I gave them a good look. yeah, I did them, of course. Made them with my sneakers on. No. So this is a running start actually. I don't know if you can see that right now, but it's a running start up to an undercling. So you have to run and do like a little bit of a parkour move into the start hold. Then there is some pushing on the large volume there in the middle. And then going with your left hand, I suppose, to the pocket-like hold and grabbing underneath and going for the last 2 holds. Something like that is what I've seen. But a bit of a sketchy start for the men because I guess not everyone is totally comfortable with just running towards the wall and hoping that your first foot sticks onto the wall so you don't just smash into it. Yeah. But it is a running start, and it says here risk high, and I'm not quite sure about these 3 bars, but it says that the risk is fairly high. It's intense and not too complex, I suppose, which I feel looks pretty right. And it says a run and jump start, powerful problem on compression. Okay, so the compression must be up there in the roof part.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but remember guys, if you go to the Climb Along app, you can check out the model on your own. However, this is the women's number one as well.
Yeah. I think this women's number one. I'll just checking to be sure. But okay, so this is more of a power boulder as a start for the women. When we zoom out, maybe we can see that it starts like starts in the roof parts. You start sort of with 2 toe hooks on the starting hold down there, and you grab that little ball with your right hand, and I suppose you swing your feet around the corner, and then there is a jump in the end. I think that's my impression of it.
Looks like it.
Jump to the end there.
Yeah.
Top hold.
I wonder if anyone's gonna do a jam.
A jam there? Yeah.
Green balls.
Between the green balls?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
Foot jam or hand jam, maybe. Maybe it's not even necessary.
So quite a physical problem to start out with. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna see that in a minute.
Yes, we are indeed. The finals are just about to start. I do believe that all of our climbers are ready. All the athletes are just pumped. So, Björn, also as a former athlete, like, what's your thoughts when you are in isolation? Like, what process do you go through before you're ready to climb?
Well, you're there to get ready for the next moment. So you can't really, you don't have time to do stuff that like, you just have to zoom in and focus and clear the mind, clear the head. Yeah.
How important do you think sort of having a routine is for you?
It's quite important, but the routine can change.
Okay.
So I just have to get in a state of mind where I really climb fluidly and on pure intuition.
Okay.
So not so much analyze while I'm climbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
in isolation right now, they try to like freak each other out and ask stupid questions and like, can you do this move and stuff like this. And this is just part of the game.
I thought that was in the old days. I thought we were going.
No. We're still
People were getting more professional about it.
We're still doing this.
We're still trying to. Can you hold this? Can you hold this little crimper here? Okay.
Yeah.
Just before we go in.
Yeah. So if you're on that, like if you say yes and then play that game, you're already lost.
It's just such a great start to the competition. Just having failed before you've entered the competition.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but this is like lions in a cage.
Yeah.
They just walk around, do. So,
that is actually a really good description of it, because everyone is just so pumped, tense, and everyone's just walking around, just like swinging their arms, trying to not release all the energy at once, but just waiting for it.
Yeah, what you really don't see, I don't think they have the results in there. So when the first climber come out in the isolation, everyone is trying to analyze from how do you look in your face.
But they know.
But they can hear the crowd.
They can hear the crowd.
Yes, but still, like, is it poker face? Did you do it?
Yeah. And some will be like, yeah. You're actually not allowed to ask if they did it before everyone has finished, right?
Yeah.
But after the second guy comes back, maybe he'll sneak over to the two guys that have made it, they'll have a little talk.
Yeah, and then they have a little click. Yeah.
It's such, all the details in the isolation.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a pure mental game in isolation. Yeah, that's what it is.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on, Björn. I do believe that the final is about to start, so thank you for talking to us. And then, how are you going to be enjoying the finals?
I will sit front row if I can. I think there's a lot of people down there, so I'll have to like.
You'll be sitting there down and analyzing every move. I know how you are, so you'll be really philosophical and analytical about it.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah. Next time we need all those analyzed up here. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you so much. See you.
Well, thank you, Björn. So we are going to be swapping over to the actual feed now that the boulders are getting on to the mat. We can see them right now. So here we go. This is going to be the finals of the seniors. How pumped are you, Robin?
I am actually pretty excited now, and we're seeing Hannes and Tina down there, two huge competitive, sort of legends in the Norwegian countries, both of them. And I'm just really curious to see how it goes on.
Oh, absolutely. But Robin, we didn't even really get a chance to talk about the format. So can you quickly run us through what is the format of the finals?
So now we're in the finals. So every of the 6 climbers goes goes in onto the same problem, and then we go on to next problem. So this will be much more focused than what you've seen earlier on, because we only have to focus on 2 problems at once. You can see there Tina getting started on the sort of quite physical problem, and actually Hannes is already on his way.
Oh, but Hannes just holding on here, taking his time, but with that foot slip, obviously, you can't spend too much time on this boulder. They are very physical.
Yeah. So, pretty interesting also to see Hannes. He didn't really do a running start up on the wall. He actually took one of the footholds and did a jump up to the first foot to the undercling there. So he didn't need to do the running start. I'm sure some of the other athletes will probably do that. I didn't see how far Tina went on her first try here, but
I believe she got to the zone hold, so I think she might have been able to get that so far. But Tina and Hannes, both some really strong competitors all in all. You know, Hannes is just super strong, has so many medals on his or in his resume. On the side of Tina, like she's a senior bronze medalist in the lead cups here in the whole Nordic region. So like she has so much experience, and just look at her creeping her way up here. Once she got that heel hook, it looked so much better.
Yeah.
And another heel just to help her get up there now. She has to try and see if she can get that foot around once again.
So my feeling is that this is a jump, but I'm not sure. Maybe she can actually like do a toe hook or something like that. So she needs to get in a position where she can actually release or can do the jump. Can get a jump going from more bent knees, I suppose. So Hannes is up again.
Yeah, Hannes once again back up on that boulder. Already has to show in his first attempt.
I think a physical problem like this should in a way play to his strengths. It's almost like he's a little bit route climbing here. Now doing a match, which was probably not the intention of the route setters, but it works. And I think he's going to get it now. Come on, Hannes. That is such a hard pinch he's doing there.
Yes, but Hannes does get that
and
top.
Gets it. Whoa.
Really strong performance here from Hannes, and I believe in his second attempt as well. So a really strong performance overall here.
I'm not sure if there was one attempt we didn't see, but
maybe.
Yeah.
2 or 3 attempts all in all for Hannes. So a really strong start here from our male competitor from Sweden.
And I think he actually sort of broke the beta there, or did something they didn't intend. A few matches there.
Tina giving up right there, saying no more, no more. And with 22 seconds left, she just pulls the plug, says no more. I don't have enough power and I don't have enough time to do this.
Yeah.
So a strong first round here from our competitors. Tina not getting that top, unfortunately, but Hannes getting the top definitely goes to show just how strong all of our competitors are, because, I mean, even though Tina didn't get that top, she definitely gave it her all and looked strong on her attempts.
Looks like it's not the kind of problem you want to do too many times, and she sort of decided that if she couldn't do the shoulder press there, she might as well just save the energy. But yeah, really impressive with Hannes there, just finding his own way up there, sort of a little bit route climbing, switching hands, doing a match. But it just tells you a little bit about the level in the qualification that the two first guys out here is Hannes and Tina.
Absolutely, and now our next competitor here from Denmark will be Gaia Toft alongside Alexi Mikola from Finland. Gaia is our only Danish competitor in the finals, is one of the really strong Danish female competitors. Yeah. Both Boulder champions in the youth circuits, and now here climbing in the junior scene alongside those seniors, as well as the format is a mixture of juniors and seniors. Gaia is going to have to give it her all to take home a medal. As you can see, Alexi fighting his way here on men's number 1 as well.
So you can see up on the men's there, they're in quite an awkward position when they're pushing towards the volume other than the roof there. Quite often it's extremely hard on your sort of your back, or this is where the strength comes from in that situation. Yeah, and Gaia, she actually missed the hole there on her first attempt. She's not really being precise enough. Come on, Gaia.
Yeah. Come on, Gaia. You can do it. There we go.
She got it.
Gets that first ball, jumps out for the second one, but it's a really long move, and Gaia isn't the tallest woman in the field, so
I think if she can get up there, she's got quite a lot of shoulder strength. Should be possible.
Yes, Gaia is a super strong competitor, so that is definitely something that can help her quite a lot. As we zoom on to Alexi right here, trying to fight this compression right here. That is a pocket, and it's just really hard to get around that corner because you are being pushed out and away from the wall.
So Hannes found a way to get out there without sort of jumping out there in sort of blind. He actually got that.
Now Gaia once again pulling up, but yes, Hannes did find a way to get over there, but it just looked like such a powerful bump, and maybe we can see Alexi do that as well, but for Hannes it just looks like such a powerful bump, and I'm not sure that it's something that every single athlete can do, but obviously some of the bigger guys, we talked about Frederick, we talked about Anthony, might be able to do it once they come out, because I mean, Hannes, he is a really strong one, but Anthony and Frederick, they are one of those big favorites of this whole final as well.
Good attempt there from Gaia, but I think one issue for her is that she is, as you said, not very tall, so her swing is quite big.
Yeah.
Because she's just totally stretched in the roof. So going from the roof section and over to that shoulder-like press is quite far for her, and the swing is really an issue. So she needs to maybe see if she can get the toe hook very more longer. Maybe get another toe hook where she can get a little bit less of a swing. But also she's had many attempts now, and it's such a physical boulder.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left to go here from both Alexi and Gaia. It is a very physical boulder, but Gaia right now is fighting for that zone. If she can get that one, that is a very good start to her competition.
Come on, yeah.
But you can just see how she's getting more and more tired. Getting to that zone definitely takes a lot, and with only 15 seconds left, she is jumping on for another attempt, but you know, Robin, we've talked about this before. It is something that just takes a lot of energy out of you. Yeah. And you need to be conservative about your energy in these types of competitions.
I think it makes sense for her to maybe give it one more go, because you do in this final format, you have a little bit of a longer break. It's more than 5 minutes. Maybe sometimes it's half an hour even between the boulders. So she's going to have a lot of resting time, so it's fine. But yeah, I think maybe I did think that this boulder, it could play to her strengths, but it was the swing was just a bit too much, I think.
Yes, unfortunately for Gaia, but our next competitor will be Rusa. I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name. I'm sorry for butchering that last name, Rusa, but she is from Finland, and then our next male competitor is going to be Leo Kjetil Bø, coming in from Norway. So some really strong competitors all in all as well. Rusa's climbed since she was 6 years old. And
right.
She now is a gym manager of a bouldering gym, so quite a long time. And let's see what she can do right here.
Nice.
A good start to this boulder. Already getting the zone. Now let's see if she can transition from here. That is a really strong heel hook. Definitely giving her a lot to work with, Robin.
Yeah. Okay, so huge effort there, and she looks like she's considering whether it's worth giving this another try, because she did use so much power there. But okay, it looks like the gym time paid off really there, and the great solution she had with matching that little round ball there, so she could sort of release more comfortably to the shoulder press.
Yeah, that looked like a really nice base from Rusa.
Yeah.
I'm sure that she can give it another try, but she definitely has to take a break because that was a lot of effort.
So there you saw the running start that we talked about. It looked cool. I don't know. Maybe it saves a little bit of energy. But yeah, nice start there. So it's just shows it's possible to just run up there.
And when you get up into that position, that also looked quite good here from Leo. If he could have just reached around the corner and gotten that pocket, I think that might have helped him transition onwards from there. But swapping over to Rusa, you can see now she is just brushing it. She still has 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. She's already had one really good attempt. She knows what she needs to do in order to move onwards from there, surely. So she just needs more energy.
Yeah, and it makes sense to maybe just give this boulder 2 tries for her. She knows what she needs to do, and best thing she can do is give it one more try after a nice rest. So should be able to push in the roof part, and now we're over to Rosa.
Yeah, back to Rosa here, coming in, not with that base that she had before where she had both hands on the small
she actually
ball.
changed it up, yeah.
It looked like it was doable as well. She just overswung right there, so she fell out, and then back over to Leo once again.
This is a funky start, isn't it? Yeah.
It does look super nice. It does look super cool, but apparently Leo is having a bit of trouble getting around to the zone hole.
So he needs to press onto that one. Just I'm pretty sure he needs to press, and I'm pretty sure that's what Hannes did as well. Okay.
I am being told that apparently Rosa has an injury in her right leg, so she has a hard time making a heel hook with that right leg.
Really?
So on a boulder like this, it doesn't really help you a lot when you have to put that right heel hook up. So that might be why she jumped off from the first attempt.
Could be, yeah. And now Leo, he gets it there. That is a great attempt. Maybe we can move the picture now.
Yes, but he doesn't have any more time. The timer is up. He has to jump off, but he does get the zone hold.
Might be very important. So he got the zone.
Well, it could end up being very important. So far, Hannes is the only male competitor that has gotten the top on that boulder. So obviously that does mean that it puts a lot more pressure on everyone else. And if we do see some of these newer competitors coming in here, the next one being Axel Lindfoss and Ingrid Kindli-Hagen. So if, let's say, Axel doesn't get the zone, then suddenly you're going to be seeing Alexi move up in
and while you're talking, he did a straight up jump to the undercling.
It looked super powerful, but you know, sometimes you can do that. He was definitely one of those guys who could do it. Axel kept fighting forward right here. Can't quite reach around the corner and get that one, but here we go with Ingrid Kindli-Hagen getting onto the big ball, getting onto the zone, putting up that right foot, pushing herself around. This is looking like a super good first attempt from her, Robin.
Yeah. Is this the flash attempt?
Maybe. We could see a flash. Would be really nice to see a flash of this boulder. It has looked doable so far, but all our competitors have had a hard time. She can't just reach out up there. She has to jump, however. Oh, she gets it! Ingrid Kindli-Hagen with a flash of the first boulder. Oh my God, that was such a good flash from her. Ingrid getting high fives all around.
So Ingrid is still juniors, right?
I do believe that Ingrid is coming in from the junior side of things.
Am I mistaken now? Yeah.
Yes, she is coming in from the junior side of things. She isn't old enough to be a senior, so that is interesting to see that we do have a junior currently leading the way in the senior final.
Yeah.
Just a quick recap for everyone who didn't watch yesterday. The reason why we're having both juniors and seniors in the same final is that we had a mixed qualification where they were climbing on the same problems. So some of the juniors are getting to climb alongside the seniors, as you can hear just the crowd going wild here. As we do have our male competitor, Axel Lindfors, getting the zone. Now trying to see if he can get out to the last few holes as well. Swapping around with his hands, Robin.
This is a bit complex, I suppose. I think he needs to reach underneath like that, is the idea. And that is so powerful from Axel. That is so powerful. Come on, come on. Last move. Nice! Oh my god.
Unfortunately not for Axel. He ended up spending so much time and so much energy on that boulder. He still has 1 minute and 25 seconds left to go, Robin. So if he wants to, he can get another attempt, but
surely he should just wait till he's got 30 seconds or something like that and just go for it there.
Absolutely. The question is,
but,
do you have the energy? Is like 45 seconds enough to regain energy?
It makes a difference, but yeah, I don't know. But that was just such a good effort there, and this guy, he's just impressed us also yesterday. He came from out of nowhere, and he has got the jeans on as well, still.
Yes, I remember Robin talking about how Axel is he's climbing in jeans. It's not sports shorts. It is just straight up jeans. So obviously that doesn't limit your movement.
Super powerful
But
move
he is
there.
getting onto this boulder with 30 seconds left to go. He knows what needs to be done. Now moving out into the pitch.
Come on, come on. Come on.
Come on, Axel. Not enough power to pull himself all the way in there, and that is going to be the end of this first men's problem here. 10 seconds left, and a huge applause coming in from the crowd here for Axel, meaning that our next competitors will be Anthony Goldstein and Sunniva Eichhave.
So maybe, we haven't talked a lot about Anthony, but he's won the Nordics quite a lot of times, and
yes, we briefly touched about it, that he is the senior gold medalist. He's won 3 times, in 2015, 16, and in 19.
And he has actually won more than that, because I remember back in the days he used to win before 2015. I've been in a competition where he won, but he's a very dynamic climber. And we talked earlier about sort of intuitive climbing or very analytical climbing and stuff like that. And I think he is really good at feeling his way through the problem and sort of not being all too analytical about it, but really sort of intuitively finding a way and finding momentum. He's really good at finding momentum. And while we're watching, we might see a top here.
Oh, yes. Sunniva getting a flash as well. We haven't touched a lot on Sunniva, and Sunniva is also used to winning here in the senior side of things. 2019.
Anthony going straight to the push and through there, and that is a good start from him. And he's also going for the match. No, he's not.
Deciding to swap things around. Oh, actually, we'll go back to that match.
Yeah.
Going with his left hand underneath. Let's see if he can then get out to the pinch. Yes, he will. Getting out to the pinch.
Come on, come on. And he does it. Wow. And that was a flash.
I believe that is a flash as well. So a huge and fast round for Anthony and for Sunniva. We haven't talked a lot about Sunniva, but just to briefly talk about her resume, she is the defending gold medalist because 2020 obviously was cancelled, so she won the senior gold medal back in 2019, silver in 18, and then bronze in 17. So she's only become better and better, and surely she is one of those climbers that we are expecting to be on the podium tonight.
But just watching Anthony there, something I've seen for now quite a few years, I think he doesn't hesitate a lot when he's on the wall. That's also a matter of confidence and explosive power. So he knows he can make these moves, but he really doesn't hesitate a lot, and that also makes it really efficient.
That is going to be interesting to follow him throughout the night. But now we do have Fredrik Selachius coming in here from Sweden, and Hannah Midberg coming in from Norway as well.
Super strong start there from Selachius.
Already into the zone, getting that undercling as well. So this could also be a flash, but going for a toe hook instead.
That's just to transition over there, and it looks like it works really well, and even does it again. That is extraordinary.
That is definitely a different beta than what we've seen so far.
Wow.
But the toe hook definitely helps Fredrik a lot.
That is super good beta he found there.
Yes,
impressive.
Huge toe hook helped him quite a lot, but now checking in here with Hannah. Still, this is her flash throw as well. She hasn't quite jumped up quite yet, Robin, but she is just getting the confidence to go up there and misses, unfortunately.
Very close. But she did now jump from the same hold. There's these two large balls you can jump from, and she jumped from the lower one. And I believe that was the same that Sunniva did. So I think that's the solution. So you can actually build momentum. Because you've got a little bit more of space to move in when you want to do the first jump or the last jump. So I think she might just take a break now, and knowing that she should be able to do this. Yeah.
Yes.
And as we talked about earlier on, obviously Hannah knows that this has been topped. Probably.
Yes.
She's probably been. She could probably hear that, so that could put on a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, so going back to that pre-show, we did talk about Hannah being the favorite to win this final. Obviously, not getting that flash growth does put her down in terms of ranking. Having the flash growth for some of the other athletes definitely puts them up right now, and does put more pressure on to Hannah. But just getting into the second goal would definitely improve her chances as well.
Just considering doing the jump from here and.
But you can see here on your screen how it's Have, Kendley Hagen, who are currently the ones having topped this one. Then we have Brusa and Tina having gotten the zone. Gaia still haven't gotten the zone, so she is definitely falling behind against these female competitors. But if Hannah can get the top, she will stay competitive. But without a flash, it still puts Sunniva and Ingrid up at the top. Now Hannah has 50 seconds left to go, so she has taken a break in between that second go. This is her third attempt, and she really, really needs to top.
She needs to top, and this is actually a boulder that, at least the first part, really plays to her strength. This is just Hannah Midby being really strong, and you can see how well she does the first part here. She goes quite easily up to the shoulder press, having already done that 3 times now. But it's just a matter of the jump there and finding the right position of your body to do the jump.
Yes, 15
She's fairly low down.
Unfortunately, that means that Hannah will not be able to top this first boulder with only 5 seconds left to go. We are going to get the second boulder for the men and for the women up on the screen before we continue.
And now please move so you can see.
So 3 guys topping their route, their boulder. Okay, so we're on to the next boulder.
So this is men's number 2.
Yeah, and what you're seeing here is a boulder that might be a little bit more like about finger strength. At least it's part of it. The last part you can see there is those crimbers, and there's this large disc on your left side, which is totally slippery on the top, but there is this hole in where you can actually stand in. So the idea is to, in the start, you jump up to the large disc there. You probably do a toe hook and a heel hook at the same time, sort of squeezing your feet down on the 2 black volumes there, and onto the crimps. And here the women's, which is more of a partly sort of compression and quite a long boulder with quite many moves on, but it is a boulder without any feet. There's hardly any feet on it, so it's about sort of holding on to those holds there and sort of twisting your body a few times, sort of crossover core, I suppose. And it says it's not high risk. It's fairly intensive. It's not that complex. So this is a little bit of a physical boulder to splitting the competitors. And I think this would actually also be a boulder that should suit Hannah Midby. So maybe she can regain her position there.
Yeah. I quite like how they put the Crocs at the very top. So I feel like we probably will end up seeing some
fingery crooks at the top.
Some very frustrated faces on the women once they get to the top, and if they fall down, then they're probably not going to be in like the best mindset if they fall down from the very top.
No. So quite a good view you get here from the on the crimps there. Those two half moons there, pretty good crimps, but there's far between, and you need and as I said, the only foot you have there with a bit of friction is down in that hole. So it is a risky problem. It's finger strength, and it's what is dependent. I'm not sure what that means.
I think it depends on you having multiple points of contact on the wall, that you can't rely on just having like a single hand or a single foot.
Okay.
Oh, well, sorry, two hands. You always need to have like multiple
sort
points
of
of contact.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And now we are going to be continuing our final ride here, starting once again with Tina Hafsas and Hannes Puman.
I think this might also suit Hannes. He is, as we talked about, originally a bit of, he's a route climber. Obviously also a boulder now, but he did so much route climbing in his youth, and had been to so many World Cups doing route climbing and been very successful at it. That would, in theory, also mean that he should have quite a lot of finger strength and endurance, and this problem should suit him pretty well then.
Yeah, well, Hannes is taking his time trying to figure out how to start this boulder. Obviously, he's seen it before, but he's just trying to get back in the mindset of how to do this exact one. But starting up there, jumping up, getting that start.
Yeah. So
now he has to release this. It's not an easy release, but you can just see how the muscles they activate here in Hannes' back.
So he needs to get a toe hook with his right foot, which he did there, so he can just keep on to the wall. And then go for the next crimp. Come on, Hannes. And that is a close crimp. And that's probably another closed crimp there. So these are really small but positive edges. And we can't see his left foot, unfortunately, but I think it's down in the hole. And this is such a good effort from Hannes. And a very, very long...
Yeah, Hannes is forced to fight for this
final
one. He
move.
can't just do it easily, but he jumps up, gets that top hold, and that's a flash from Hannes, and you can hear the crowd going wild.
Yeah.
Man, it looks so hard. You must give applause to Hannes, because he definitely fought going after that second to last hold.
That was just so strong, and you can just see, as we just talked about that, his sort of like route climbing almost came into play there, didn't he? I think I always saw him shaking out in one hand at one point, but this is definitely a problem that you would like to do the first time. So,
apparently there has been some mix-up with the female number 2 and female number 3s. They might have swapped it over in the very last second, right now we are seeing Tina Hafsas over at female number 2, a different one that we just introduced, but you will get an introduction to that one later on as well.
Yeah, this problem, I've seen that before, and it starts with on you can see the start holes there, and you need to go around the corner and almost go into what do you call that? Where you can sort of push on two sides at once into
compression.
Yeah, it's the opposite way. And then sort of slowly push towards the large grey structure there, and then there is some thumb catches on the on those yellow free beam on the highest one of those 3 parallel ones, and then get up to the crim and do a mantle. There's a mantle on that one.
Yeah, so it's a really strong one. You need a lot of power to be able to do that mantle as well.
A lot of balance, a lot of sort of full body sort of pushing in the start, and then end out with a mantle. And I think there's going to be a little bit of a difficult swing when she gets the next hold. Yeah. But looking pretty calm there. I'm not sure if she had a try before we.
She probably had a try or two before we went over to her, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the hold that she is holding now is the zone hold. It is not the big gray one, but this is looking super good for her. She still has 15 seconds left to go.
Super powerful move she made there, like a campus move. All the campus board training coming into play there. Okay.
Unfortunately, Tina will not be getting more than a zone hold this time around, as the clock is running out. 2 seconds left to go. And that's going to be the end of Tina's second boulder. I'm quite excited to see how many male competitors can follow up on Hannes's flash go on that second male.
Yeah, and he looked super also pressed. It was just by a margin that he did it. So, and imagine if you get that far and has to do it again.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to consider on this boulder, right?
Absolutely.
So there is just shots an advantage that he did it in the first try on a boulder like this. Yeah, so super good effort from Hannes, and this could be quite a crucial boulder.
It definitely could. It could just separate all of the men, as a lot of the men, they did end up getting boulder number 1. So if either everyone finds this easy or finds it super hard, then it could definitely just go to show that this could separate them. Alexi Mikola, not Hannes Puman, are on the boulder right now. You can see Alexi fighting forward, but now getting onto that very crimpy part.
Yeah, and he had a really good beta in the start with the heel hook there. But
trying to match the zone hold. You don't want to spend too much time on the wall because it will just drain you. He falls off, and now we're swapping over to Gaia Toft from Denmark. Gaia, the only female competitor so far to not have gotten a zone. So she definitely needs this one to stay in the loop and stay competitive for a spot on the podium.
Looking quite comfortable by now, and I think if she gets to that mantle, this could be a good boulder for her. Our last Danish competitor, so we might cheer a little bit for her. That's okay, right?
Absolutely, we definitely can. We are a bit biased up here in the commentator box, but
so come
Gaia moving over there, slowly getting in position. With 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to go, she has figured out what to do to get to the zone hold. Now she just needs to control it as well.
Yeah. I do believe there is 2 thumb catches on the hold she just fell off from. Where you sort of can put your thumb on
Well, with the thumb catches, it definitely makes it easier for Gaia to get into position. Gaia, one of our boulder champions of a few years back in UFB, is used to these kind of boulders, and Gaia comes from my gym back in Aarhus, I do see Gaia practicing quite a lot. She is one of those super strong boulderers back in Aarhus as well, so obviously going up against everyone else from the Nordic region does put a lot of pressure onto her, but I know what she is capable of.
Okay.
And she is super strong. But now, once again, getting into position to get to that zone hold. Meanwhile, out of screen, Alexi jumps back onto his boulder after having spent around 1 minute just resting up.
So I think she needs to switch her feet, and she makes that work. And there is actually a tiny hold on top of this of the large hold.
Yeah, you can kind of spot it. Right now, Gaia is holding one of them.
At the same time,
there's also another one just a little further to the left as Gaia falls off. But perhaps that means we can swap over to Alexi real quick. He's fighting for the top. Reaches for the top, but will fall down. So, unfortunately, I think that might just be it there for Alexi. He has only 34 seconds left to go. And man, it is a boulder that takes a lot of power. And he did already get the zone, so he is kinda in the clear already off of this boulder.
So, 20 seconds left for Gaia. It's still possible, actually. But she needs to move quickly. You can see the time up on the left side, and it's proving to... Yeah,
5 seconds left
5
to go
seconds,
for Gaia. She knows that she has to move, that she doesn't have a lot of time, jumps for it, but unfortunately, I do believe that will mean that Gaia does not get a zone hold on this one as well.
I'm not sure.
We will wait for confirmation on whether or not Gaia does get that zone hold.
I think she gets the zone there. She sort of... I'm not 100%, but I think that's the zone.
We are waiting for confirmation on that. It will come up once we get further into the female second round. As now Leo Kjetil will be our next male competitor going on to the men's bowler number 2. Leo, also a super strong climber, has so many gold medals in the bouldering Nordic championships. One back in back in 2015 on lead, one back in 2014 on boulder, and also one in the bouldering in 2015. So just a super strong one. I can't wait to see what he can do. But right now we're checking in with Rusa, who is also just a super strong climber. We saw her on women's number 1 just doing everything she can, but she does have an injury in her right leg, which means that it is super hard and super painful for her to do the more advanced moves with that right leg.
Yeah. So just struggling to find the balance there, and also struggling to just find that little chip for your left foot. Looks super sketchy.
Rusa giving it her all. Meanwhile, Leo just standing, looking at the boulder, taking his time, trying to figure out what went wrong on his attempt. But we're checking back in there with Rusa. You can see putting on her feet as we swap back over to Leo. Leo coming up with a very good attempt here. But he has to release that toe hook at some point, and it is looking to be really hard for him to release that toe hook and keep his balance. What's the next step from here, Robin? Once he has those two holds, how does he effectively release that toe?
Yeah, there's not much else to do than release it and try to sort of fall into your left, sort of also bend the other knee to sort of slowly take off the momentum. But I'm not sure if maybe he can release it before that. Because he is fairly stretched, and it doesn't look to suit him well to sort of take a swing at that point. That was what it said in the start on the graphics. What did it say?
That it was very dependent,
and that's what we're seeing here, right?
And finger heavy.
Yeah, finger strength, but also this keeping the toe hook there while moving on. It's just, yeah.
But that looked like a much better attempt from him, matching that banana moonish kind of looking hold. Looked like a much better strategy from him. 1 minute left to go, however. Rusa still not making too much progress here on women's number 2.
Yeah, but it also just shows that Hannes, he just hit it really well, didn't he?
He did.
On that first attempt there, and you could just see how much he just gave it everything, and it paid off. Because I seriously doubt that he would have done it the second time, to be honest.
Absolutely, he spent a lot of energy just getting onto that boulder. You can see right here, as we're checking in with the men, that everyone else who's jumped onto the male problem so far has just had a really hard time just even getting to that zone, let alone getting to the very top. So a really hard one on Lol, as you can see, Rusa getting frustrated, but 15 seconds left to go. It would be really nice for her to get that zone. It would help her keep competitive. We did see just a few seconds ago, Gaia did get that zone hold as well, so she is also still in the race. But time runs out. That is the end of Rusa getting onto that second one. Apparently we're going to get the graphic here for women's number 2 as well. So talk us through this real quick, Robin.
Yeah, so the technical part, we've seen that in the start, getting around the corner, really balancy, sort of pushing towards the grey volume there, and I believe that we can't really see the small holds on the top there, but there are small chips put onto the holes there, and ending it up in a tiny pinch, almost just a screw, right?
Basically just to make sure that everyone can see that you have gotten the top right.
So it's a mandel up there, and you should be standing fairly comfortable, I think, at the end.
Yes, as we do check in here with Ingrid Kindi Hagen, who's already on her way around this arete, around the corner, making sure to now press herself into that one. She has 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, so it's basically her first attempt. Getting that screw on now as well. Let's see if she can control the swing, because that is apparently something that a lot of our competitors have had a hard time doing.
Super start for her, and see if she can do that dyno move. And you can see that on the that crimp they are reaching for there, which you need to take really dynamically. They've been they've
been very irritating. They've blocked it, right?
The root setters have been fairly annoying here, right? They blocked the top part of it, so you need to be precise as well.
Exactly.
While you're in a really uncomfortable position, and you need to go dynamically for it. So,
and by blocking, we mean that they put another hold onto it, so it makes it less positive and just a bit harder to get a hold on.
Yeah, you can't just overshoot it. You need to be precise.
But checking in here with Alexi, who is currently having quite a hard time not Alexi, Axel rather, who is currently having quite a hard time figuring out what to do right here. He can't get off the start, but reaching around the corner, getting that crimp is looking super hard for him. But I am quite interested to see how Ingrid will fare throughout this final, because she is already now on the number 2, looking very comfortable in getting that swing. As we do check in now with Axel, can't really reach around the corner, having a really hard time with it. But now Ingrid once again up here. Let's see if she can get that crimp.
She gets it. And this will be super interesting if she can do the mandel. It looks promising. She's right where she wants to be. And then just sort of slowly beginning to push with her left hand, even though it's still a crimp. Exactly like she does there.
And there should be a top here from Ingrid.
Yes. Super.
Yeah, a beautiful performance all in all here from Ingrid, and it puts her, I believe, up at the top, because we haven't seen too many tops on this boulder so far. We have 2 stones coming in from Gaia and from Rusa, but I do believe that Tina had a hard time on the boulder. I can't remember, did she got to the very top, right? At the very last second.
Yeah, on the green, on the number 1. I think she topped number 1.
Oh, she didn't top number 2.
Who? Ingrid?
No, Tina. I can't remember if she did. Maybe she did, but it does put Ingrid up at the very top at least. Getting 2 tops now in total, so she is looking really strong. As we're checking in here with Axel, falls off, timer runs out. Unfortunately, no more for Axel, but a very nice try all in all. Our next competitors on the stage is Anthony Goldstein and Sunniva Aikave. Two competitors with so much experience. We've already introduced them. We've already talked about how strong they are. Now, let's see if they can put it into action. Anthony is also one of those really strong, muscly guys. So, I mean, with kind of the same physique as Hannes, it could be very interesting to see if he can do the same as Hannes and get a top.
Yeah, he's obviously really strong. I don't know if normally huge dynamic moves and really technical stuff, coordination moves is sort of his style. I'm pretty, it's going to be really interesting to see whether there's more raw power that you need on this boulder, on the starts or on the crimps there, if that's okay for him.
But we are now looking at Sunniva, who are slowly making her way around the corner, checking back in with Anthony instead. So getting around the corner now, has to release one of his toes, and instead of making another toe, he puts up a heel. So that's a new base that we haven't seen so far.
Super strong from Anthony there, and 2 moves to go. 3 moves maybe. Yeah. Ooh. So he's down onto the in the hole down there.
A super strong performance. You can just see in his eyes how powerful that move was, but he gets it done, goes through with that crush through move as well with his hands. So definitely a different beta, but it looked like the toe hook helped him a lot, Robin. Did you expect anyone to come up with that
I think
heel
we
hook?
saw. I think we actually saw a heel hook earlier on, but he switched it to a toe. So super efficient way he started out there, and it's good to see that Anthony can also just basically crunch a really hard fingery move because we always see him jumping around on fancy stuff. But really good effort, and that just means it's all open, right? Yeah, but I think that was just such an important top for him because, as we talked about earlier, going on to that boulder problem 2 times is not what you want to do.
No, absolutely not. So just getting it done quick and efficiently does help Anthony a lot in the rounds to come. As we're now checking in with Sunniva, look right here, we're zooming in on those screw-ons. She's getting 1, she's getting 2. Now she just has to control this swing, but unfortunately can't quite do it. I mean, what we've seen so far from the ones who have topped this one was that they basically, once they got that swing, they just locked off. They pulled themselves up and made sure to not swing too much. So maybe that is the way forward here from Sunniva as well.
Yeah, so controlling a swing is quite often about just getting up in a position where you sort of can lock a little bit off in your shoulders, so you're more in control, and also just slowly releasing your feet from wherever you have to release them from, to sort of minimize the swing. Yeah. But getting a bit further up in her shoulders
could definitely be helpful.
Could is what she needs, I think. But she's pretty quickly up there again, and yeah.
Well,
but she hasn't switched her feet down on the chip there. Maybe that's okay, but.
But she only has 30 seconds left, so she is in quite a hurry.
Yeah.
If she needs to get this boulder done. Now with 25 seconds left to go, she jumps back onto this boulder. And it's not a super powerful boulder, so like obviously some energy will be spent, but in the end you can see her footsteps right there. She jumps off, and that's going to be the end of Sunniva. Yeah. And I believe that's just going to be a zone for Sunniva here in our second boulder for the women.
So next competitor I'm pretty psyched to see on the power problem there, the men's. We got Fredrik Selasius there, and my feeling is that this should also be a problem that suits him well. He's really strong in his fingers. He's a former super serious route climber.
Yeah.
Has of course the last years gone more and more into bouldering, and that's his thing. But I think this should suit him well because he's that strong in his fingers. But it's also a matter of getting those first 3 moves right the first time, so you're ready for the pure finger power part.
Absolutely, it takes a lot of strength to get that boulder done. But now Hannah Midbo also on this problem. So, Robin, is this a problem that kind of fits Hannah's style?
I think I am positive. I will almost bet anything with you that she will do the mandel. If she gets there, the first part, I'm not so sure.
But, well, you know, you talked about Frederick, and you can just see right here, his fingers, they have so much strength in them. He's holding on really, really well, fighting for this, but doing the cross-through move as well as we did see Anthony do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. If actually maybe he slipped on the large disc there. We can't really see the disc. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how fast he's on the wall again, because maybe he only wants to give this one more go or something like that. Okay, so Hannah is out there, struggling to get her right hand on the little chip up there.
She still has a little over half her time left, so plenty of time to try and figure it out.
So Hannah is, I believe, not that tall, so as maybe a little bit as we saw with as we saw earlier on with Gaia. Sort of getting out there and taking the swing can be quite difficult, because you're a little bit more you're sort of a little bit more reachy for you, and the swing can be a problem, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but if she takes a swing, manages to hold that, should be good for her.
Yes.
Because then there's the canvas move and there's the mandel, and both fingers are super good suit her style, pretty good.
It's very powerful, but you can see Frederick just briefly got a look at him falling off the boulder once again. He is having a hard time with this boulder. Has spent, I think, 3 or 4 attempts now, so obviously starting to get a bit tired, but Hannah trying to get into the swing, taking her time, trying to figure out if she can get in there and release it.
So as you said, we're seeing Frederick has already made a few attempts. Also tried different betas on the crimps there, the first few crimps. I think maybe he almost had the right solution the first time, but maybe he sort of felt like there is a more efficient way of doing it, and he changed it up. Sometimes when you're in a competition like that, there's just so many things going on at once that you forget the solution you actually used the first time, and start sort of trying to fix it even though it's not broke.
And with only 4 minutes to climb, you need to be very efficient in what you're trying and the way that you are climbing. So you don't really get too much time to think about your strategies.
No. And this is the last attempt, and he's only got 15 seconds, so one last shot at it. Come on, Frederick.
3 seconds.
Come on, Frederick.
2 seconds. Come on, Frederick. Won't be able to do it. Tries to jump for it, but won't get it. That means we're going to take another just very small break in between these boulders, as we do have another 3D model coming up. This time around, it should be of men's number 3 and women's number 3 that we thought were women's number 2.
Yeah, so men's, the next problem here is like really large volumes. It's about pushing. You start out by sort of a press out on 2 large volumes. Then you put your feet on some small chips and try to sort of slowly traverse out to the left, and end up with sort of jumping from the zone with your right hand onto this ledge there. And you sort of mantle up into the end. I don't think the last part is that hard, but a high complexity, it says. It certainly looks complex. So many holds, so many angles. Technical slab, tiny feet, and these dual textures. It says a mantle finish. I'm not sure that is the hard part. It might be, but I don't think so.
No, Well, we can only wait to figure it out once we get on with this boulders.
This is the kind of problem that's so hard to read beforehand, where you almost have to just get on there and try.
Absolutely, and when I looked at that boulder before we went on to go with the finals, I mean, it looked very, very hard, Robin. But here we have women's number 3.
Yeah, we already talked about this before we looked at it, didn't we? And so this is the problem with quite a lot of there's no feet, so basically you have to go through that section by sort of pure strength. So high intensity, not too complex, not too risky, but fingery crooks at the top, as we talked about.
Yes, and I'm still really looking forward to seeing that part, because it could mean that a lot of our athletes will get frustrated if once they get up to the top, it's going to be so fingery, it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah.
And if they fall off, then they're going to have to do it all over again.
So you're in it for the drama here.
I kind of am this time around. I do definitely feel like
you like
it
people,
will be nice.
People who put a lot of effort into it, failing at the last point.
Well, you know, it could just bring forth some emotions from our athletes, so that would be really nice. But then going back to men's number 3, I really like the look of this one. Before we went into the finals, as I said, I just looked at it, I thought it looked super, super hard. I still feel like it looks like such a hard problem, so I am really interested in seeing which of the athletes over on the men's sides will be able to do this one, simply because we do have some really powerful guys, but suddenly they're thrown onto a slab where they have to really think about what to do, especially when most of it is dual texture.
I think this kind of problem really suits Anthony, actually. I think it suits Anthony because he's pretty good at feeling his way through a problem like this. He's pretty good at complex movements, and there's this jump, I think, from the zone hold up there, which is going to be fine for him as well. So I think he's a good bet to at least top this. And there is absolutely no crimps or small holds that you need to. There's no finger strength involved in this problem actually at all. So.
But yes, it's definitely going to be a very interesting boulder to look at, and we are now going to have our first set of competitors coming out once again onto these boulders. So Hannes Pullman coming up as our first competitor, and then Tina Hafsas coming in as our female competitor. So, Robin, how do you think Hannes is going to fare on this one? Because he had a relatively easy time on men's number 2, Robin.
Yes, he chopped.
He
mean
flashed.
Hannes?
Yes, he flashed men's
sure.
number 2. So, how is he going to do it in this one?
Yeah, well, as I said before, I think maybe this is more Anthony's style. Obviously, it could play to Hannes' strength that he's just super fit when it comes to sort of full body strength, right? So that may play a role here. I think the women's problem here, that could be also good for Hannah Midby actually. So maybe she can get her first top on this one because it's really like a power and compression problem. So yeah, Hannes is trying to figure out what the first move is, and and you can just see on his that he's not quite sure what to do already. So this is just a super complex problem.
Absolutely, there's so much going on in this problem that we just have to slowly figure out.
And he was switching his shoe actually there.
Yeah, so Hannes putting on a different kind of shoe, trying to get something that works a bit better on these slabs. As Tina still trying to figure out just to get off the start of this women's number 3.
So she's doing this super complex like double dyno from crossed where she's got her hands crossed. I didn't know that this was the solution. Maybe it is. Maybe she's overthinking it.
Might just be, it isn't a real complex boulder, but it might just end up being her solution. As you can see right here, Hannes figuring out how to get away from the start, but more than that, we're going to have to wait and see if he can figure more out. as Tina actually figures out how to get on from start as well. Now gets into this more fingery and really hard without any feet position. Tina slowly working her way here. She has been in this position for quite a while now and falls down. A lot of energy just used to hang on to that hold. So, Robin, how important is it to not spend too much energy when you only have those 4 minutes?
Yeah, it's super important, and she sort of tried to do sort of a dynamic match, switching hands just by pulling the one out and quickly putting the other in. I'm not sure you need to match that one. I think you can maybe sort of twist your whole upper body and because it's a pretty good hold you've got on your left hand there. So that's what I think you need to do. But yeah, and Hannes is just really finding it hard to get this problem going. Question is if he needs his left foot up there on the first or the second hold. I think the first time he put it on the first little tiny chip there. Yeah. Okay.
Falls off. 40 seconds left to go for both athletes, and we haven't really seen too much in this round, Robin. Neither of the athletes really getting too far on these boulders. Now, Tina definitely looking for that zone hold, but only 30 seconds left to go. The zone must be what she is aiming for.
Yeah. Well, maybe she can actually, I think she can use the volume there on her right hand and go from there. I'm not sure. Yeah, like that. No. So maybe it is a match. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah. Come on, and that's the zone.
Yeah, that's with 5 seconds remaining. Tina will get the zone. So fortunately for her, that is going to give her a bit of fighting edge here in the rest of this competition. Hannes won't really move on further as well. As now we are going to have our next set of competitors coming out. Gaia Toft coming in and Alexi Mikola coming in from Finland.
And I think we saw on that problem that probably the match was the way to go with it. That just proves that I am myself quite bad at reading routes. Because I thought it was some fancy crossover movement. Yeah.
But you know, that can happen. But now, how do you think Gaia's chances on this boulder will be? We still haven't seen her get anything but a single zone. But she is a really strong upper body climber.
Yeah,
and with this being a lot about the fingers and the upper body, how do you see her fare?
Yeah, I think it should be good for her. I wonder about that start there, if you really need to do that cross dynamic move. No, you don't have to. She did with the thumbs instead, I think. Come on, Gaia. Yeah, easy.
Now the question is, will Gaia also match, or will she use that volume going with her feet first over to that zone hold? Still trying to figure out how to get over to the zone. Now matching up on it to that hold, Robin.
Sure. So she went for that crossover like Lisa, but yeah. Good effort though.
Alexi over on the men's side.
I think one thing we haven't talked a lot about in these finals is maybe you can't really see it on the stream here, but if you are here in the venue, you can feel the music sort of going. You can see there's a huge crowd looking in towards you. And being in finals like this, there's just quite a lot of focus on you, to be honest. So maybe it doesn't show, but there's quite a lot of pressure going on here. I'm sure Gaia feels that. And sometimes if you fall off in the start holes, as she did there, or sort of struggles to progress on the boulder problem, you just the fact that there are quite a lot of people watching you can really stress you.
I definitely could imagine. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from a former competitor who knows the game, who knows how you need to deal with these kind of stressful situations and
Super good.
all those different kinds of environments that you can be put into as a climber. But Gaia,
Come on, Gaia.
reaches for that zone, can't quite get it, tries to stabilize herself by reaching over to the next hold. And unfortunately, won't be getting it. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go here for Gaia and for Alexi. She's still relatively plenty of time, but Alexi has looked the most promising of all our male competitors so far here on men's number 3.
I think he was almost up at the zone there, maybe the other try. So, but yeah, it's just the kind of problem where we can't even really tell what they're doing right and wrong because there's just so much going on.
Well, Gaia does save after a foot slip, so not the end of the world quite yet. Still trying to figure out how to get over to that zone hold. Puts up that heel once again. Tries to reach over. Let's see if she can do it this time around.
So she's sort of a little bit stuck in the solution that she she ended up with. I think she should maybe try to
try something else, but with
something
only
else.
but with 30 seconds left remaining, Robin, she doesn't really have that much time.
No.
Perhaps she should have tried it earlier on, but all in all, Gaia has had quite a lot of attempts on this boulder so far. I don't think she's gotten the zone yet even, and I don't even think that we have any male competitors getting the zone either. Now I can see that Lexi has quit his attempts on men's number 3. Same goes for Gaia. She moves off the mat. And now we're going to have our third set of competitors going on to boulder number 3.
And now, Boulders record me from Finland. And Neil Kittenberg.
Leo Ketelberg getting ready, laying down his towel. Obviously, for all of those who are relatively new to climbing, you put down that towel so that you can brush your shoes. Obviously, if you get a lot of chalk on your shoes, they are going to get more and more slippery, so you don't really want that to be the main problem. So obviously, a lot of the climbers, they do bring a towel. But Leo already off here. That is a quick start from him with only 30 seconds being spent. Tries to go for that compression type of data. We haven't seen it work for all of our competitors, but it works for some. And here, Rusa, being one of our higher competitors, relatively easily jumps into that move. Now, foot slips and she falls off, unfortunately, but she is quite a tall competitor, so getting into that zone hold might be a tad easier for her than it was for Gaia. Or what do you think, Robin?
Yeah, she might have a little bit more reach, and she's super strong in the full body kind of moves. So yeah, I was just thinking this kind of boulder problem that we're seeing here is where they're sort of struggling to get off the ground. This is this is probably the kind of problem that when you are not used to bouldering, when you've seen the Olympics for the first time, as I talked to some people that thought that speed climbing was just a great, but they didn't get the part where they were just struggling to get off the ground, right?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of problem they're talking about. It just makes no sense if you don't know what bouldering is.
Absolutely. Speed climbing is super easy to understand, head to head, of course, but here with this bouldering, when it flows, it really, really flows.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't really seen these boulders go the way that the route setters probably intended. It looks a lot harder than what I expected as well.
We have had 2 tops on the first one, so it's been pretty successful in that way. But okay, so this is super promising.
These exact problems have looked super tough for the competitors. Leo reaching up for the zone hold, not quite able to control it and stabilize. And I don't think we've seen anyone on the female side move past the zone hold as well. So these are some really hard problems, and they're really dividing our athletes all in all, making sure that there is going to be some athletes who will get the zones and will get the tops, and some who just won't move further than that.
Yeah.
With now 1 minute remaining, Leo is still on his boulder, still trying to get up to use that zone hold, and Rusa still trying to figure out how to just get to the zone hold to begin with. Her foot keeps slipping, and remember, she does have an injury in her right leg, so using that is a bit more painful for her, but there we go. That is the zone hold for Rusa.
Come on. Yeah. So she got the zone there, I think. Not sure, but I think. But I'm guessing what Leo is experiencing right now is probably a bit like going to the World Cup. This is what I've tried a few times, and sometimes you just meet stuff like this, really complex, and just doesn't have the time to figure it out.
Yeah, you just meet boulders where you can't see what you really have to do, and with only 4 minutes, it's just not enough.
And it's fairly frustrating standing in front of a problem where you know you can do it, because this is not a matter of strength. Basically, there are probably parts of the boulder problem that is about strength or sort of tension in your body, but basically it's about finding your balance.
Absolutely, but now our fourth set of competitors will come out. That is going to be Axel Lindfors and Ingrid Kindley Hagen. Ingrid, I do believe that she currently is at the very top of the scoreboard. So she is super, super strong. Definitely one that we have to look out for. And if she can do this, then that would be really, really cool. It would definitely give her even a better fighting chance. You can see right there on your screen, she is in first place. If she can get this, I think it will more or less cement her getting either third or first position, because she just is so high up. The only one who's really, I think, gotten so many tops. But she spends one attempt just trying to get off the ground. Again, apparently it is a bit of a harder problem for these competitors. Same goes here for Axel Lindfors, who is just trying to get off to that zone hold on men's number 3. Ingrid getting up to that hold. Now she has to transition over to that zone hold, but it's a really hard one. It has been blocked. It isn't as positive as you could want.
So Ingrid is at the top of the leaderboard, so if she can do this problem as well, it looks really good. It doesn't help on this this balancing problem that there is this two holds that are just stuck together in the middle, and I don't think they really mean anything. I think there is just like graphics on the wall or something like that. And I talked to the route setters, and they also used it to cover something up, bolt or something like that. But it just makes it even more complex. Maybe you're thinking there's a small edge there, but these are just like, you don't need to use them. Those blank white ones without the texture part.
Yeah, they are just for show, and also they are dual textured, so they aren't fun to hold at all. They are super slippery, so probably won't see any competitors using that. As we now check in here with Ingrid, 2 minutes left to go on her attempt here on women's number 3. If she gets this one, I think that is going to cement her getting that first place. I don't think anyone will be able to reach her. I haven't quite made the maths, and I'm not the best at math, but I do believe that is going to be the case. She still has 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go, so plenty of time for her to figure it out. And with her already having the zone, she definitely is in a good position to take it a little bit slower, relax a bit more, and figure out how to get to that very top.
I think Axel is making quite quick progress on this one, so maybe... And that could be crucial, getting your left foot over to the last chip there.
I really do hope that we do see some men get to the top of that one. I feel like it is, or I think it is my favorite problem so far of this final, and I don't think we're going to see another problem top this one. Just because I really like the looks of it. It looks super nice. I'm a big slap fan myself. But obviously, if we don't really see anyone topping it, it's going to be very unfortunate.
And you see many of the athletes like struggling to get an undercling on that problem, to get a really pull from an undercling, right? Oy! And she makes the move.
Now let's see if she can get the rest Ingrid in a very good position. Now we're getting to that fingery crux. That is going to be very, very hard. And talking about those frustrated faces, if she falls off here, it's definitely going to give us a frustrated face.
Come on. So the last two hard moves here.
Ingrid taking her time, lining it up. No, she falls off, so unfortunately that's not going to be a top. Timer runs out, but that is the most promising we've seen a female competitor be so far on this problem.
Yeah, it's just a huge effort there, and unfortunately all she gets is a zone on from that one.
It doesn't really reflect how much energy and how much time she put into that boulder, because damn did she give it her all. Now, Anthony, the male competitor that you said, Robin, might have a chance of doing this one. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not you're going to be wrong, because no one has really looked super promising on that boulder so far, but if anyone can do it, it might just be Anthony.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance there, but okay. Maybe she's shared the visa with Tina there. Maybe only talking to, I don't know.
Well, Tina has definitely showed us that you can go with that beta. Sunniva so far utilizing it and getting quite far as well here on her first attempt. So nice. Gets out onto that one. Now, let's see if she can get as far as Ingrid. Ingrid got up to the fingery crux at the end, but fell just at the very last second. Lining it up, getting that first one in. Let's see if she can get this other one. And she does. I believe that's a flash as well coming in here from Sunniva. So such a strong performance all in all here from Sunniva. Ingrid's Norwegian colleague coming in as well. So man, what a performance from Sunniva. And now we're all just back to looking at Anthony, the last male competitor on men's number 3.
So I believe that makes it really exciting when we get to the last female problem. I think there's two tops from Ingrid and Sunniva. Is that true? Is that true?
I believe so. Yes. I can't quite remember. Perhaps we can get the scoring up on screen. At least we will get it, I believe, after this boulder. So it does make it a bit more exciting, and does put Sunniva up into the chances of getting a gold medal here against Ingrid. But Anthony struggling here on men's number 3.
Sort of trying to get his hand in an undercling position, you might say.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a harder time. With 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go, Anthony hasn't really looked as promising as some of the other competitors we saw. We did see Axel just get a tad further on this boulder.
Yeah, he did. He's been the furthest, hasn't he?
I do believe he has, but I don't think any male competitor has been awarded the zone hold so far. No. So just getting a zone hold here from Anthony would be a victory in and of itself. But obviously, I would much rather like to see a top, because the top just looks so interesting.
So left foot on the that one, the number 2, yeah. Come on.
The number 2 chip. Let's see if he can get into the undercling. Puts his right foot out and now left foot up.
Super promising. I think at the position he was in there, he needs to grab the last hold there as an undercling before he does the jump. Yeah. I know that Anthony is the kind of climber who likes to move quickly and move, sort of execute. But you need to be patient on this one, don't you?
Yes, you do. 20 seconds left to go. Doesn't really have a lot of time, and he just throws his arms up into the air. Doesn't know what to do. So, Robin, Anthony didn't do it.
No, he didn't do it. Just proof that this was a bloody complex problem.
A really complex problem. Let's see if our last male competitor can do it. Frederick now coming on to the stage, followed by Hannah Midler. Now, for Hannah, this might just be her type of problem. It's super strong. It's a lot about your fingers. So, if anyone can top it alongside Ingrid, it might just be Hannah. Over on the men's side of things, do you think Frederick stands a good chance at getting this bowl?
I honestly don't know if this is his kind of style, but this is his chance to set himself up for the final problem, right?
Absolutely.
He's got one top. He needs another one. So this is it.
Absolutely. Like we haven't seen anyone get the zone. So if he can get that problem done, it would definitely show just how strong of a climber he is. But just to quickly touch back on whether or not it's his style, I mean, it hasn't really been anyone's style so far.
No, that's true.
But here we go. So let's take a look at the women. So Sunniva Have obviously coming in onto first place right here because she is ranked higher than Ingrid coming from those qualifications. Ingrid coming in as the third climber, Sunniva coming in as number 2. Hannah desperately needs this top. If she gets this one, she's going to move straight up into third position. So definitely a much needed top for her. Frederick haven't really done anything so far here on this boulder. It looks like 1 minute already passed. And Frederick now going out for that compression. Let's see if he can get that undercling that Anthony couldn't.
Yeah. And you see him sort of trying to move quickly, and when you do that, you're just thrown off, basically. Yeah.
Just moving quickly on a slab is never a good idea, Robin. So Frederick,
you do see once in a while, you see sort of actually dynamic moves on the slab, right? But most of the time, you just need to be really patient.
Yes,
and
really
just
precise.
And also just sort of being okay with being in a constantly awkward, unsecure position where you're not in control, basically. And that most of us, it makes us get impatient on the wall when you're in this sort of slightly feeling you're not in control, falling off the wall, or sort of nearly falling off the wall every second, and being patient in that situation is really hard, actually.
Absolutely, and well, none of the male climbers here tonight have really proved themselves here on this men's number 3. You can see on your scoreboard, no one getting that zone, so it doesn't really change anything in terms of the standings. We still have Anthony up at the top alongside Hannes Pullman, Frederick on third place, but if he can't get this zone, it will start to change things up and secure his spot in third place.
So it's interesting, interesting he was going for the next undercling there, I think. Super effort there from Hannah, got the hold after a match. Come on, Hannah.
Now this is Hannah's part. This is where it is all about those fingers, Robin.
Yeah.
Hannah taking her time, chalking up. She knows that the top is not easy, but is she touching that yellow one? I don't think she is. She hasn't been called down, so that might just mean that she is going to get this top. She needs to move her right hand up, and that's a top here from Hannah Midler.
That is a top. I'm a little bit curious if actually she was called down, but I don't think so. She did touch the yellow hose there, didn't she?
It definitely looked like it from our point of view, but you know, it might not be true that is what happened. As you can see, all the crowd just going over to that right hand corner because that's where the last two boulders are.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Frederick runs out of time. We're going to get another 3D model up on your screen of men's number 4 and women's number 4 before we move into the last boulders of today.
So last boulder is starts out on the crimps there, I believe, on the volume, 2 feet down on that moon. Then you need to sort of jump over to the next hold while doing, I think, a heel hook actually. And then there is a sort of dynamic move where you need to jump up and push with your left hand and hold the top hold with your right hand. So that's like a counter push ending, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but with a risky top, once again, Robin, this could definitely prove to mess things up here for the men.
I just have to say again, I know I've talked a lot about Anthony and his like dynamic kind of movement, but I just have to say this is just his style. It's just Anthony's problem, I think. And the women's here is also dyno in the start. It's hard to see here, but you dyno up to large hold where there is a chip on. We cannot see that on the 3D model, but there is a chip on that hold, I believe. And then you maybe you need to push with your hand, your right hand in the dyno. Then maybe take the thumb catch on the volume, do a little bit of a jump or skip to the large hold there, and just do the dyno in the end. I think it's a large volume for the as the top hold. I think high risk, intense, not that complex. Maybe it's a coordination, steep. What is it? Step start or steep start? Step start?
Steep start. So it's not really easy to get onto that start at all. But I really like, Robin, how the risk is going up here for these last 2 boulders. How it's just going to be so much harder for these competitors to get it without any problem. They have to really fight for it. And I also love how it's coordination boulders, so we're going to go out with a bang.
Yeah. It's quite a little bit sort of it's quite normal to see high risk like show boulder for the end, right?
Absolutely, giving us a show. I'm looking forward to see that.
But as I said, on the men's side, I think this is I think it's Anthony's problem, but I may be proven wrong. And I'm not sure on the women's side. Who is our most sort of dynamic and who likes coordination boulders? I'm not sure actually.
No, but we will see who is going to have the best time here on these coordination boulders. But risky boulders all in all here for the men and the women's last boulder in the 2021 Nordic Bouldering Championship. As you can see, Hannes Broman and Tina Hapsos making their way over towards those boulders.
So maybe we can see them both at once here, keeping the stream on too at that time.
But both Hannes and Tina getting in position. You can see Hannes just going for that push. Let's see if he can get over to that zone hold. Nearly controls it at the very start, but looks like he got a bit too much momentum.
I'm not sure he had too much actually, but I think maybe this is the kind of boulder where you really need a large swing. So he goes straight for. I know the intention was that you should go for the heel hook there, but he just went straight down with his hand. Super efficient.
Now let's see if he can get that top. It is a risky one. It looks like you need to press as well, so not super easy to do at all. You can see right there, Hannes only went for that top hold.
And it sort of shows that you need to go really high on the last. That's like a classic dyno, like getting really high on your feet and just pushing through there. Because you need to get so high that you can push with your left hand at the same time. So
not an easy position at all to be in, Robin. So,
but I think Hannes I mean, he's nailed the first swing there. I thought maybe his swing was a little bit. I thought he would have to swing even more, but it looks like he's got that one. So it's just a matter of really doing that classic diner in the end. Come on, Hannes. Yeah.
Hannes lining himself up once again, getting that right foot up, goes up, but it looks like his foot slipped, so couldn't quite get in.
Yeah, and I don't know why he sort of put his right foot that high. Really, he could put it on a more sort of on a better surface, I think. Okay, so yeah, Tina trying to sort of end her jump in a push up towards him. I think maybe you need to go straight up, sort of taking the thumb catch with both hands. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Tina just having a hard time getting up to that zone hole, just getting away from the start, really. So with only just 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go, she hasn't really made too much progress. It kind of feels like she is getting stuck down to the bottom once she tries to go up for that press move.
Yeah.
Hannes trying to jump up, can't quite get enough height once again. And Robin, like, we've gotten to a point where you don't really have any boulders left anymore. How much of a break do you have to take in between every try? Is it a matter of regaining strength?
I don't think it's too bad. I mean, this is not really tiring him too much, so I suppose just giving as many attempts as you can sort of stay while still staying focused, right? So he's just slowly, and you can see within each attempt he's getting a little bit higher, a little bit more focused, and sort of getting his right foot up there while jumping. So that's why it makes sense to give it quite a few attempts, right?
But he only has 4 seconds left, so Hannes has to go, and he has to go right now. But unfortunately, won't get that top. That's going to be the end of Hannes and Tina here in this final. You can hear the crowd giving them a huge applause. And what a final from them as well. Hannes coming out and really giving us a show on the first 2 boulders.
Yeah, and did Hannes flash the first problem?
I do believe he did, yes. He flashed boulder number 2.
Yeah, but he didn't flash the first problem, which I think Anthony did, or
yes.
Did he?
I think Anthony and Frederick did.
So this could perhaps be crucial.
Definitely getting that zone is important all in all.
But also the attempts on the first boulder, if they have an equal amount of tops, and probably also they didn't get the third zone. So yeah, maybe it comes down to attempts.
Absolutely, as Gaia is lining her way up here.
Yeah,
she has only gotten 1 zone so far. Desperately needs more. Alexi, however,
unfortunately, we couldn't see the heel hook there from the judge, but he really nailed it.
Yeah, he just landed that heel hook without any problem. We did see Hannes move in with his left hand instead to stabilize himself, but the heel hook is the intended basis, so it would be nice to try and get a clear view of that heel hook.
Yeah. Come on.
It's not an easy boulder to do at all here for Gaia. There is that chip on, but just getting enough height, especially when the wall is throwing you away simply because it is leaning outwards, doesn't really make it easy at all.
And I think maybe you need to simultaneously go with your right hand into a push. Maybe she's trying that now. Yeah, sort of something like that. Almost looks like it's a double step dino. It probably isn't, but it almost looks like you could jump from the starting hold, right, to get higher up.
It might be necessary as well. Gaia isn't the highest competitor, so that might be the strategy that she needs to apply instead? Well,
It's probably way too steep, so it's just us imagining it. But okay, she's going for a more static solution here, trying. That is certainly not the intention. What wasn't the intent? Oh, okay, pretty nice try, and she almost did the double step dyno, just in a very different way.
yeah, not intended beta, but if it works, it works. And Gaia so far, it looks like she is having a problem getting that height in, right, Robin? So, like, what kind of strategy do you think she should be applying now to try and at least get up to that zone mode?
I think just putting her feet really high on the gray volume, so she gets as much height as possible, and then going for the chip with her left hand and the push with her right hand. But that obviously means she has to go fairly high.
Yes, and with 1 minute and 25 seconds left to go, I do think this is what Gaia's 5th attempt. So she is definitely one that has been putting in quite a lot of time and effort into this boulder so far. Must be slowly getting tired because you have to keep pulling yourself upright.
But I mean, for Gaia, this whole competition, I guess it should still give her a boost of confidence. I mean, she's gone to the finals in really hard fields. So many great competitors have already left the competition. I mean, after the semi-finals. So just the fact that she went through is just quite an effort.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Gaia coming in here as the only Danish athlete.
Also still being a junior.
That too, we are definitely proud of her for first being a Danish athlete and fighting and representing Denmark, but also just coming in here as a junior, fighting against the seniors, those big names as Hannah Midberg, as Tina. Definitely someone that she must have seen really dominate the scene when she was growing up.
Yeah. And you see, Alexi actually had a hard time sort of doing the jump again. I don't know if he did it twice or once, but he quite quickly got the heel hook and then sort of had a hard time redoing it, actually.
But Alexi does get that zone on his first attempt, and that could end up being crucial. Now, however, time runs out, and we're going to get our next set of competitors moving in. So that is going to be Rusa moving in alongside Leo Kjetilbø. Leo coming in as a climber with quite a lot on his resume. Got gold medal in 2015 in the Bouldering Nordic Championship. He did also get a gold medal the same year in the lead competition in the Nordic scene. So, he is definitely someone that you need to be reckoned with. And now he is showing us what he can do here on the last problem for the men. Can't quite get far enough to land that toe hook right there around the corner. And Rusa also looks to be having quite some problems here on women's number 4 as well. So when not exactly seeing all of the competitors having a super good time here on these boulders.
No, they certainly didn't make it purely show boulder easy as they sometimes do. They're proving to be maybe one of the hardest problems, the last two here.
Yeah, well, all these dynamic moves and having to coordinate it all, especially on a steep wall, for example, Rusa, it is a hard one.
You could see her getting fairly close there, and it looks like it is the thumb catch and the push.
Yeah, so if you can do that shoulder press right, it definitely helps you a lot. Rusa is a very strong climber up in that shouldery area, so I'm looking forward to seeing if she can do more. Also, Hannah Midberg later on, if she can get up and doing that shoulder press.
Yeah, it's a question if she can dyno the distance.
That is true. That is definitely true. But so far, both our competitors just taking a bit of a breather right here. 2 minutes left to go. Still plenty of time to to like figure out what they need to do. You see Leo just having a hard time getting over to the zone hold. Does get it there.
Super good swing he had there. A good sort of preparation in the swing, and he ended up really swinging through, you might say. Come on. So he was going. So we have the first.
Nice, so that means that Tina will get up there, touch the zone hold. I'm not quite sure if that's going to give her the zone.
I don't think so, actually, but
well, now gets that zone. Let's see if she can use it
now
to move forward.
now she's got the zone. But now use the front catch. Come on. Exactly. And she actually overshoots it, doesn't he? Or she shoots above the hold.
Exactly. You can't really grab that part. It's dual texture, so it is super slippery. You will fall off if you don't just reach around the corner and actually get into the textured part of that hold. Now, Tina, however, knows what needs to be done. Has done it once. Let's see if she can do it once again with 1 minute left here on the timer.
So Leo has got the first one now. And then this huge dyno, and it just proves, by now looks like it's too far. It's too far up. So I'm still rooting for maybe Anthony could do that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the men haven't really been able to do it quite yet. Perhaps Anthony can do it. Anthony will not be the next competitor coming out. That will be Axel Lindfoss, joined by Ingrid Kindli-Hagen. So, I mean, Ingrid has looked super dominant tonight. We know Axel can mess things up. He definitely is one of those climbers that sometimes have a really good day.
It's really hard to say with him. He's fairly unpredictable. Yeah, we'll see.
As that now ends this final for Rusa and Leo, Axel and Ingrid moving their way over to these boulders. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Ingrid on these boulders, because I feel like she has been such a huge fighter, and she definitely has given it her all whenever she has had the chance to really give it her all. So if anyone can do this, I'm sure it must be Ingrid.
So the interesting part here is between Ingrid and Sunniva, isn't it?
Definitely is.
They've got two tops, right?
They both have two tops, so
this is a decider.
It is.
Whoa!
Well, talking about someone who is unpredictable,
Yeah.
Axel coming in with a different beta.
This guy, that's quite impressive. That would be just absolutely breaking the beta, as we talked about, just shortcutting it, not doing the dyno, not even the first one, and just going straight for it. I'm curious to whether he's going to try to repeat that, or if he felt it was just unrealistic to go any further there.
Maybe we'll have to wait and see once he moves up once again. But talking a bit more about Ingrid, what has really been surprising me, Ingrid now trying to go for that Gaia base that we did see, the slow and steady one where he go a bit more static.
Come on.
Axel moving up, come on.
For a full push now, that is super impressive. Come on.
Does get that hold, let's see if he can stabilize himself. It's not really positive, it's only like an edge you can really hold on to, so you don't really get too much to work with.
I think the solution where he started turning his left foot and then went for a full push down on the cribs there, if he can do that, then it's possible.
Absolutely, but now for Ingrid and Sunniva, this is an important boulder. Both, they really need to get this boulder. Whoever gets it will be basically the winner. For Ingrid, if she can get the zone and then Sunniva can't get it, then Ingrid will be the winner of tonight. But if both get the zone, then obviously Sunniva will be the winner, simply because she is higher ranked than Ingrid. But what is surprising to me coming in from Ingrid is that she hasn't really proven herself in the bouldering competitions quite yet. She has participated in over 30 IFSC Youth Cups, so she definitely has the experience. Okay. But where she has had the most success is in those lead competitions. She has gotten second place in every lead competition that she has participated in the Nordic scene since 2017.
Okay.
So she definitely is a huge lead climber.
Yeah.
But let's see if she can also transition it into a medal here on the bouldering scene. And well, so far, she definitely is well on the way.
So back to the part where he's trying to break the beta. If he could just turn his right hand. Aye. Yeah, okay. But I think that is his best bet right now, because going through all those other dynos has proven really hard. So just stick to that strange beta there. is my advice.
Well, you know, with only 1 minute left as well, Robin, you don't really have time to try and figure out different solutions and try to figure out, okay, how do I do the entire boulder on the regular way? So, I mean, all in all, you are definitely right. This is the best solution here from Axel. Oh, he actually goes for the standard one.
And at the same time, we saw the zone reach there.
This is Ingrid going for that zone. 20 seconds left. She definitely needs the zone, but
I don't think she got the zone.
no, this is not going to be the zone for Ingrid. So unless Sunniva doesn't get that zone, Ingrid is not really safe and sound yet.
And there's 6 seconds left, so this is the move.
Ingrid. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Ingrid, you can do it. Unfortunately, Lal won't get that zone, but oh my God, did she fight for it? And that's what I said. She is a fighter, but now it's all in the hands of Sunniva. Sunniva, she can get this gold medal if she tops this one or gets that zone. But also Anthony, Robin, you've been talking about Anthony all evening. He's getting on to men's 4th boulder. Definitely one to look out for. You said if anyone can do it, then it should be Anthony.
Yeah, I think we might see a top now. And Anthony proving once again that he's just the king of the Nordic Championships. He's won it quite a few times, and actually being quite consistent in the Nordics. I'm quite impressed. So, yeah, I think he might do it.
And Sunniva lining it up, trying to get that first go as well. But unfortunately, not getting on the first go. Anthony might try to go for that beta break as well. Nope, decides to go for the standard one, and that's with the heel hook as well.
Come on, Anthony. Come on.
Lining it up, but not quite getting all the way there.
Not even close, actually.
No, but like it is really hard when you have to go for that press ride.
Yeah, where you apparently you need to get so high that you can get your left.
Whoa. Sunniva, that is a different way of doing it.
He's going for pure finger strength on the right hand there. Yeah, it just looks like it's really far, and on the last this last dyno there, I don't know if they can kick up their right foot onto those crimps right away, if that's the solution, but yeah.
But nevertheless, both competitors just taking a break right here, trying to figure out what they need to do. Both know that the boulders haven't really been seeing too much action over towards the top, because obviously they can hear the crowd going wild, and the crowd hasn't really gone wild over these boulders yet. No one has topped it. We haven't seen that top as our robot camera apparently goes a little bit crazy as Anthony lines up this top.
Yeah. That is just super high. Or, I mean, it's just the distance of the bloody jump there. Okay. So maybe no top for the. It would be nice. It would be super nice to end this with a top. Just conclude it, because we have tops on. No, we didn't have a top on number 3 as well. So
no, not for the men. So
yeah.
It would be nice to see the male competitors come in with a top right here. Anthony and Frederick are the last 2 competitors out. 1 minute and 25 seconds left for Anthony, however, to get that top.
Yeah. So my if Anthony doesn't make this, I still think he might win. If it comes down to attempts,
I haven't quite done the math, but I'm sure that you are
Okay,
right.
going for the push now. Going for the push. Super interesting.
There's really no edge to really hold on to on those hold tries, so it's all about just how much power you can put through your hands. Anthony, seeing the clock, 50 seconds. I just give it one more really good go. Sunniva can't get, probably can get to the top right, but doesn't really have a lot of time left to do it. And well, I mean, this should put her in first place still. Coming back to countback, she is higher placed from qualifications than Ingrid. So I do believe that she is higher up.
I'm not sure about the attempts earlier on, if they're equal on them.
There might be a difference in those, but if it comes back to countback, then Sunniva is higher up. But Anthony goes up, grabs it, but just again, not enough.
Shakes his head. No. Okay.
That's 5 seconds left, and that means that we are now going to get our last two competitors in. Frederick alongside Hannah Midburn.
But Hannah has one top.
She has one top, yeah.
So is it still possible for her to maybe win? Depends on the attempts.
I can't remember, did she get a zone on women's number 3? So women's number 2.
Yeah, I think she did. She did, because she went for the... yes, she did. No, wait.
Women's number 2 was the yellow one over there.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not completely sure either, but she currently is in 3rd position. So perhaps if she gets a top right here or a zone, she can drop Ingrid down to 3rd place.
Flashes it. She's got a pretty good shot at maybe even winning. Okay, nice momentum there built up by Frederick. Huge swing he did. Yeah. Come on, Hannah.
Hannah lining it up, but can't quite get into that compression.
Sort of shoots a bit too far from the wall, outside, up. So needs to get closer to the wall.
As Frederick lines it up once again with that momentum, he's doing a really good job at building it up, but getting over there and landing that heel hook just to stop his progression is apparently proving to be a bit harder.
Something we might sort of forget just watching is that they are doing these swings from a few crimps. It's not like they've got a bar or something like that.
Exactly, yeah.
So that makes it hard to make a sort of full swing. You need to sort of, yeah, that looks good. Super.
There we go from Frederick landing that one, getting the zone this time around. Let's see if he can get up to the top. Jumps up and looked more promising from him. It looked like he
actually got his right foot up.
Exactly, yeah. We're about to just stabilize himself. So with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, Frederick is my hope for a top now.
So there we get a sort of a more... They are fairly positive, those crimps there.
So it's not the end of the world having to hold these ones, but obviously they are the best in the world. It's not like swinging from a bar, as you said, Robin. So just being able to build all that momentum definitely comes down to how much you can swing with your feet. Anna, really close to stabilizing yourself right there. One minute and 35 seconds left to go here for these competitors. And these are the last ones coming out, Robin.
Yeah,
so after this, we will have the standings and we will see who are going to be the victors of the seniors final here today.
Yeah, and unfortunately we don't have the results in yet, and we're struggling a little bit to get the results in on a regular basis. But,
so we can't quite tell you who is on first place right now.
Well, I think, So he tries to go for the right beta, but it's just, again, proven that this jump is just enormous.
It is a really, really hard jump, so Frederick can't do it. Hannah is having a hard time just getting up to that zone as well. So I don't think Hannah will be the one messing up the standings over on the female side. So I do believe that unless something crazy happens within the next 40 seconds, it is
up for the push now. No, you just get in a stuck position, unfortunately, when you do that.
But yes, but without that, unless anything crazy happens now from Hannah's go, it will be Sunniva at the top, followed by Ingrid, and then Hannah.
And you're pretty certain Sunniva is above Ingrid, or what, when it comes to attempts?
No, but she was on top before she went into this one, so I'm going on old days.
Okay, then you might be right.
But 8 seconds left, and this will probably be the last attempt from both competitors, and that will conclude our thrill right here, Robin. So
two hard problems in the end there. Maybe they did it. They sort of miscalculated a little bit how the last two problems.
Yeah,
I'm sure the rig setters would have liked to have seen at least a few tops.
Yeah, ended up being too hard for these male competitors right there. No tops on men's number 3 and men's number 4, unfortunately, Robin. But you know what? I feel like all in all, it has been a really interesting final. What are your thoughts on this final?
I just think the whole Nordic Championships here has been just a great sort of venue, and the atmosphere here has just been like buzzing. There's been so many people, 150 climbers going at it at once. All the coaches, the judges. There's been so many people here, so I've just been sort of enjoying this atmosphere. People all over the place looking for their stuff.
Yeah, it's been really cool just getting to feel this atmosphere as well. We've had the DJ resident coming in, just showing us all these different kind of tunes. We've had so much stuff just going on, and I must say, this is my first time experiencing a Nordic Championship as well, so it has been a real joy to just get to be a part of it. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting for those results, so we can't tell you who won and, well, who had a more unfortunate day.
So probably we're going to see Anthony once again, and maybe, as you said, Sunniva on the women's side.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we are thinking so far, but we will let you know once we do get those fixtures up on our screen. Yeah. But I'm a bit sad that we didn't see any tops on men's number 3, because I really liked the look of that problem.
Yeah. So are we on to commercials now, or is it the end of the stream?
No, we are running a commercial.
Okay. Come on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that commercial here from Friluftsland, one of our sponsors, you can see right there, of the Nordic Championships. So a big thank you to all those sponsors, of course. It definitely has helped us all to be a part of this Nordic Championship. Without those sponsors, it would not have been a possibility to have this championship.
Yeah, and also huge effort from the organizers here at Bison Boulders. Bison Boulders is sort of quite dedicated to sort of improving competitive climbing and sort of more advanced climbing, you might say. They I don't know how many out there know this specific gym, but they're quite a lot into sort of building really technical, high quality route setting stuff. So many of the competitive climbers in Denmark go here to train. And they've made a huge effort to get this Nordics going, and with so many participants also, it's been quite a big show, and also must have been just such an effort to organize it all. So pretty good.
Absolutely, and I can recognize what you're talking about coming with Bison. I mean, I went here once to climb as well, and it was just such a big experience, such a nice experience as well. It's just because you have collected all of the best route setters in Denmark to more or less work in this one gym, right? So
that also means many people coming here are having a little bit of a bad experience, because it's just so technical, so hard. You can't do the blue boulder problems that you're used to doing, because you're just not used to it. But it's a great place to go if you want to develop your climbing and try some of those technical stuff that you'll have also seen today, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy gym to go to at all.
No. So not going there to do your to getting a few easy boulders. You want to go there to learn something.
Absolutely. And I'm sure all of the competitors who have climbed in Bison boulders here this weekend have learned a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still waiting for the results. They should be coming on the way shortly.
Yeah.
We are just, again, waiting for that. So,
but also just talking about the Nordic Championships, I just think once again that this it shows that there is great value in this competition, because it really means something for many Nordic countries when it comes to sort of developing the national teams, because this is a great place to sort of compete and maybe progress on to the international stage as well.
Absolutely.
And a high level, we've seen quite a high level. I mean, we've seen profiles not going to the finals. We've seen guys like Tina coming in as number 6 and Hannes coming in there as number 6. So a hard qualification as well. And it just tells you that the level today is higher. There's a less margin for error in the qualifications now than maybe there was a few years ago. Just a small mistake and you're out.
Yes, and I have been very impressed by some of these juniors coming in as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Competing against those seniors and just giving it their all.
Yeah.
For example, Ingrid Kindlehagen just coming in as a junior. She has definitely impressed me today, just by being so good at bouldering and still giving all of the seniors a run for their money.
Yeah. Okay, so excited to see the end result. I think we know how it's going to end, don't we?
More or less. We are still waiting
just
for...
watching down there at the Finnish team taking a team.
And the Finnish team are taking a team picture. They are happening a little bit over there. I am being told that the results are really close, so they should be coming up in just a second. But yeah, Finnish team taking group pictures. I just saw Sunniva walking around with like a freeze bag, which apparently she hit her eye as well. So multiple injuries today. I also saw actually we promised to give you some results about that. I saw Daniel Govold walking around on crutches earlier today as well. So apparently a really bad foot injury.
Twisted his ankle. I'm not sure it's broken though. Twisted it, as I heard. Yeah. But I don't know.
But sometimes even a twist can be quite a big injury.
Well, he was in the qualification. He topped the route, and while just jumping down from that top, being all like psyched up and just having done the route, he fell down, twisted his ankle. Yeah. So that was unfortunate. That was Daniel from here from Denmark.
Pulled him out of his finals, so unfortunately he couldn't compete anymore.
Yeah, it was in the final. Sorry. Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, it ended his climb in the finals.
Yeah. We got Søren over there. I don't know if he's can give us a...
Oh, there we go. So now we have the results here for the final. So Anthony Goldstein up at the top, Hannes Puman second place, and Frederick Solacius coming in third place.
So he did actually get another zone. So he must have had the zone on the really complex problem there, which I didn't think he had. But he just moved. Yeah, he actually moved a little bit on it. So that makes the whole difference. Okay.
It absolutely does, but I will say that for the men's final, it kind of panned out as we expected. Anthony at the top, and then Hannes and Frederick share fighting for second and third place.
Yeah. But just super impressive that he comes back every year and keeps winning it. He's done it quite a few times, and just a great he's just got the he's just a great competition climber, really, Anthony, because he moves so well, and he also apparently is really, really good at just like getting in the right state of mind to in the competitions, right?
And here we go with the women's final as well. So Sunniva up at the top, followed by Ingrid Kindlik-Hagen and Hannah Midberg.
And we should also just mention there is 4 Norwegians at the top there.
That just goes to show how strong the Norwegian national team is, with all of them getting top 4. But Sunniva definitely fighting here today, giving it her all. Ingrid.
And it comes down to attempts, right? Sunniva has one attempt less than
It does,
Ingrid,
but
so.
I will also say, again, I'm just super impressed by Ingrid Kindlik-Hagen as coming in here as a junior, fighting so much, going up against those seniors, and taking a second place spot away, quote unquote, right, from the more experienced competitors like Hannah and Tina.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that will end it here for this grand final. So a huge thank you to everyone at home who has been watching throughout today.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to all the route setters, the competitors, everyone who has helped just be a part of this grand final. And a huge congratulations to all the winners of today. My name has been Jesper Kunz. This has been Robin Vickery. And, well, with that being said, thank you for watching and good night.